brief lesson in my hands for the people who are. The citation that I am displaying to you is state's property called an allegation, which they call evidence. But an allegation is not evidence, an allegement, an allegation is but proof. The proof claimed on here is that an accusation has been made that I was driving without a license. Now, proper investigation requires, do I, in the jurisdiction I am known to be in, am I required to have a driver's license, when the actuality is that the UCC codes and statutes that pertain to those who have to have a driver's license clearly reveal that I am not within corporate jurisdiction. I am not engaged in the act of commerce. I am not traveling across state lines with the bearance of persons, chattels, properties, goods, or possessions for the purpose of gain or profit. What I do is I travel, I live, as the law has a body, a voice, and has arms of enforcement. I also comprehend then that the law also has range of motion. And as a man of law, as a son of the actual 1789 singularly de jure American Republic, I have access to full law. These are called natural rights, and they are identified as unalienable. Now, without utilizing my Constitution of 1789, we will do that tomorrow in high action before the court. I would like to just take you through this. The name that you see on here, the Ernie Wayne name on here, the officer that conducted the stop, I allowed him to see the state's form called Certificate of Live Birth, which is in engrossed lettering, all capitals, which instantly renders all claims beneath it as to be corporate chattels. Now, corporate chattels are artificial entities, and under color of law, the state can only interface with artificial entities. If you believe yourself to be an artificial entity, imagine yourself to be the tabletop that I'm utilizing, having no mind, no voice, no soul, no heartbeat, no body temperature, then that would be you, and they would interface with you. Artificial entities are known to be what the cameraman has already filmed. They in U.S. code are called persons. The Constitution of 1789 in the preamble does not start out with the words, we the persons. It says, we the people. A gigantic difference. Persons cannot be people, and people cannot be persons without somebody committing an impersonation. 1789 common law is not civil law. Civil law is code law, statutes, regulations, and codes. Those who are of the civil jurisdiction of the District of Columbia and the incorporated states are civilians. I am a citizen. I am not engaged in 14th Amendment activity. I'm not in office. I'm not staffed by one. I'm not elected, never have been, and am never going to be. I am an American citizen of the American Republic of 1789. To say it again, you must get this into your mind, as certain terminology completely establishes jurisdictional boundaries. If you transgress the jurisdictional boundaries of the 1789 American Republic, you will establish yourself, first of all, as the son of the Republic, into the chargeability of treason against you. You are clearly, 3 times in the 1789 Constitution, we citizens of the Republic are restrained when it comes to alienating our rights from ourselves. This is an attempt at alienation of my right to travel, my range of motion, my right to make my peaceful, lawful way upon the land, pursue farming as I pursue farming in whatever form I find farming in to do. This is an attempt to alienate that right from me. There is a program that is called A2/A. There should be a colon in it. Put it in your mind. Put the colon in with a D at the end. A2/A:D. It is a naval program. When I say Navy, you think to yourself, law of the sea. When you think to yourself, law of the sea, ask yourself if you're wet. If you're standing upon the dry land, why then, you must ask, is the American jurisdiction governed by the law of the sea? Who brought that about? It is in 1880 via the British accredited registry that the idea of burying the land beneath the sea level, called Pikes Peak, 2 feet beneath the level of the sea, was used to create the fictitious idea under what is called the appearance of law, fiction of law, which fiction of law is never actual. I have all of the information and tons more than we've got time to get through here today. Fiction of law in Black's Fifth is known to be a lie. It is a fraud and it has no validity as an enforceable claim. This ticket in my hands has no validity as an enforceable claim. It was committed as an act of aggression and egressence out of the jurisdiction of corporateness for 14th Amendment persons, which I am not, and rolled over as a attainder onto a son of the Republic. Persons, again, are required to have driver's license. People are not, as long as you're not in the act of commerce. Commerce has a federal definition. Yeah, I have 54 pages of settled law for my backing. It is a portion of my platform, and it is undeniable and inarguable. The problem that we the people run into is that we end up in the courts of the persons. It is the wrong jurisdiction that we the people are immediately brought to. You know it to be the wrong jurisdiction by 2 presentments called standards brought forward between you and what you view as the judge. The first standard commonly appears to you under the color of law as what you think of as the American flag. You might call it Old Glory, but you would notice that a corporate gold fringe has been put around it, and now say to yourself, my rights to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. How come there's a fringe around Old Glory? That is the British etofflatry off of the officers at sea. It is that idea rolled over under the law of the sea as superimposed, cut, paste, and copy onto the land dwellers that I am. Okay. Now, because this is an act of war, an act of aggression, because jurisdictional boundaries have been clearly established, the 3 United States, you must know of which United States are you of. Are you of the 1789 de jure American Republic? Are you of the 1861 military division? Or are you of the 1871 corporate division that really kicks off in 1933, bankrupting and overthrowing my country? An absolute act of war committed by the barristers. One mind, one voice, one intent. All 67,000 barristers plus extant today upon American soil are in treasonous standing right now. I am kicking this off by suing under charges of treason, backed by evidence, out of Black's Fifth. This is my handwritten research on the restraint on alienation, wherein I am charged to never, ever, ever, in the preamble, in the 6th article, and sealed the deal at ratification, I am never, as a son of the Republic, ever to sell, lease, loan, trade, borrow out, give away, or abdicate in fear or whatever else reason any of my natural and unalienable rights for any wrong corporation, wrong jurisdiction, agent. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. For any of them to initiate this process and transgress that clear jurisdictional boundary swings them into status of treason. I will be filing this, and it will be a fight to get it in. You see that I do things by hand. There will be no typing. There will be no justification of an inch in on a page. I am an American Republican citizen, and as such I am so verified as one. You would call the word sovereign, so verified one, as a son of the Republic. I do not need their theatrics. Their theatrics are worthless and hollow and nothing more than Shakespeare in reverse upon the land today. This is the actuality. Clinton Grimes has committed an act of treason, and Stormy Langston, municipal administrator, intends to back him up. Now, I've offered both a back door. Because they have transgressed their jurisdictional boundaries and are now committing an act of war which is known to be a capital offense, which commands a sentence of capital punishment, a potential life sentence in prison, at a minimum 20 years and many thousands of dollar fine, complicated by the Securities Exchange Commission number 264220, already filed as an act of foreclosure upon the corporation 15 of January 2016. They are found standing in complete breach of contract with the American Republicans, you and I, the people who they are supposed to be protecting, not alienating our rights from us. I'm going to swing you back to A2/A:"D, the naval program. It stands for this: capital A, access. The number 2 is for the word TO, 2. The / is the switch, where you're going to go. Access to, area is the next capital A. What area? Well, that would be the area of proper jurisdiction. If I get out of my proper jurisdiction, I become treasonous. If they get out of their proper jurisdiction, they become treasonous. You see how this works? But the charges are laid on me first to uphold and defend. That would be the purpose of the oath, to actually uphold and defend the 1789 Constitutional Republic de jure upon the land. The final letter in this naval phrase is D, and put an exclamation point in your mind right behind the D. Denied. This is what they are doing to all of us. You will be brought to a courtroom that is in the wrong jurisdiction. As a citizen, you will be introduced to a court of war, incorporated and eternal. Your rights will simply be denied to you. Access to the jurisdictional area of your common law and natural rights, denied. It's that simple. That evidence is not allowed in this courtroom. You will strike that remark from the record. The jury is not allowed to hear this evidence. The British Accredited Registry will go to extremes to silence this kind of knowledge. I realize I'm speaking like a machine gun rapid fire, and I beg your forgiveness. I'm trying to keep my thoughts straight and educate you as swiftly as I possibly can. Time is not on any of our side. Thus it is that tomorrow at 12:30, in the little town of Eureka, Montana, I will be kicking off this 9-page document based on restraint on alienation, which comes against me first. You will see it has my autograph and my thumbprint. For there are no numbers and no artificial identities that pertain to me. I'm not of that jurisdiction. I am the living man. I have but the one thumbprint. It is in red for the blood, and that is my autograph, and none can imitate it or copy it without committing capital crime of impersonation. It can be a deadly offense to impersonate. Okay? So this is quickly the evidence. I'm just kind of going to lay it out. I would advise that all of you who can follow along. This will be posted in time at thementalmilitia.net on the Montana Natural Man, the Ernie page. Okay? I will be putting my work there. This is the actualities of it. All right, you see this book here. The Missing Original 13th Article, 13th Amendment. Okay? Now, it was supplanted by the 1864 13th Amendment. I have other additives in there. I want the camera to view what was stolen. Read it for yourselves and think about how this article amendment pertains to this conversation that I've just had with you via this camera. Okay, now you see that Clinton Grimes has ceased to be a citizen of the de jure United States of 1789 Republic standing, and is now found instantly to be a foreigner of a foreign corporation, a foreign jurisdiction, using a foreign language called legalese to commit acts of crime against an American citizen. I'm searching here a minute for the legalese document. That is the beginning of the document of legalese. I would take you in it to the 23rd page, to the word human being in all capitals, which ties into the other document laid below my elbow on the artificial persons of the United States. And anyway, I've got them buried at the moment, moving too fast. But anyway, they are artificial persons that can only be interfaced with under color of law. Actual common law does not apply to them. The rights that I have as an American citizen of the Republic, they have to purchase. They have to pay for privilege to have the benefit. I do not. And for claim otherwise to be made is instantly bound in the 1789 Constitution. The preamble, I'll swing you back to it. This is the third time I've hit on this. The preamble says, "We the people, in order to secure a more and better government, blah, 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 do hereby ordain and establish this Constitution." Not another, this one. Backed up by Article 6, which says that all judges in all the states and territories shall be bound thereby to the terms of this Constitution of 1789, not another, regardless of charters, treaties, constitutions that any state territory may bring forward, if anything to the contrary of the 1789 juridical claims and clear bounders is alleged, treason has been engendered and the state is instantly found in offense. Okay, so the word utilized for offense, you will find at the end of the 6th article, is a 3-word phrase. Notwithstanding means has no validity. This ticket is a cripple. It is a mental invalid. It is a physical invalid, and it is a spiritual attack upon a spiritual truth. So, we patriots, we freedom fighters, we truth lovers, we people who try desperately to uphold the proper laws of the land and not violate the garbage out there, but to be people of renown as truth livers, truth seekers. It is this kind of research and information that it takes us to get to the bottom of the barrel, to get past the 100th monkey of evil. Okay? This system is based on cut, copy, and paste. They cut your rights, alienate, away from you. They paste over U.S. Code, statute, commerce, regulation, state code, commerce, regulation, policy, as if it were actual common law, and it is not. Then they further impersonate as if they were common law magistrates of the 1789 Constitutional Republic, while actually being municipal administrators for the purpose of administrating British administerial proceedings upon American soils. Did we not have a war over this in 1776 or not? Did we win this or not? If we did, why are we still entertaining the British accredited registry and the American want to be a treasonous and want to appear as a British accredited registrar? Who in their right mind, in God's name, would want to do that when history is full of revolutionary evidence? Or, if we didn't win it, then who the heck has been lying to us in our school textbook and in our religious manuals and everything all along and upholding a lie as if it were so? Time to start thinking, people. Probably I'll see you tomorrow. Probably you'll see me in handcuffs. Hopefully it won't go beyond that. But ask yourself, what price? Freedom. What price will you pay? If there must be trouble, let it be in my time, that my son may know peace. My hat's off to the people, once again. We're good to go. Okay, I want to make an amendment to the previous clip. I'm going to do something with this ticket, which is actually a paycheck that has to be signed off. The United States Treasury is the only one that has the proper contract to pay this ticket. But they cannot pay it until they get permission. Okay? Now, I'm not going to grant jurisdiction because you cannot. It was stolen by the Bar Corporation 150 years ago in the course of the Civil War. I've already been to court as high as federal levels, and I have won my name back. My right to contract, not to contract, is not in dispute anymore, even though this would appear to be, thus my charges of treason against him. There is a program afoot that is called A4V, except for value. On camera, I'm going to do this and show you how. What will come of this, I don't know. I have mixed reports of success and failure, but I'm going to try this. Follow along as I actually do it, and remember to do this for yourself. In my own hand, in black ink, which I forgot my red pen, but we'll deal with that, I'm going to write, except for value which is an instruction to the United States Treasury to accept this ticket for the value of $285, wherever it's at on here. Right there. The bond is $285. Okay? Now, you flip it over to the obverse side, and at the very top you write, payable to the United States Treasury. Alright, you have to forgive my hands. Too many years swinging hammer. It's misspelled, but it's going to have to do. I'm bound and determined to do this wrong. You'll get my point. It's all fraud anyhow. Okay, now, the next thing required, so I'm studying out, is at a 45-degree angle, your name. And it has to be your autograph. I keep mine in all lowercase, and I write it in proper form. For those of you who care, my last name, Tertelkta, means of the ancient oaks. Now, this is a ship. The Treasury is the ship. This would play the part of the gangplank. Here comes the wharf. Now the wharf, you write without recourse. What that means is that this is now a negotiable instrument that is payable solely at the discretion of the United States Treasury, which will now have to order the Federal Reserve to print the 285 ferns required to redeem the bond that's on here. $285 is the value of the bond. Along the way, this bond is going to be further monetized, further securitized. By the time they're done, there's a very high chance that over $2 million will be made by the corrupt Kaffir seekers by the time this bond gets returned back to Lincoln County, Montana. That in itself is a rabbit trail for another day. That's probably enough of me for right now. So I'll close and wish you the people the best. Keep the faith. Watch your back trail.